half finishes. They get the 2 seed this year after going 14-6 in league play. Can they get it done? Will third time be the charm for Lamar in the conference championship game? Away we go. McNeese is in the white, Lamar in the black. Lucas Santos, Barat Ramdanan, and Stephen Orcas. That is our officiating crew for the title game. And here is Javon Garcia, the player of the year. Can't hit that off-balance fall away. And so Lamar is coming back the other way. This is Alvin Brooks' starting 5. Now Marmoleos leads the way, about 14, 15 points per game. But number 20 in the white, he is, as Alvin Brooks likes to describe, he's my middle linebacker. Yes. That's my veteran, Adam Hamilton, who is the leader of this group, undoubtedly. Ja'Shawn Jackson with the pass into the corner this time. Holyfield didn't have any space. And then Jackson's 3 is offline. Last touch by Lamar. Ball back to the Cowboys. It is a veteran starting 5, as you would expect for McNeese. Several returning players from that team that won a school record 30 games a year ago. Also trampled the Southland Conference. Garcia, of course, leads the way. He goes for 13 a game. But Richards, Shoemate, Charles, Copeland, any of them can go off. They are a versatile veteran group.
I think we're going to see a real tug of war with tempo. I know that Alvin Brooks talked about we can't get caught up in a 94-foot game running with McNeese. They want the game in the 60s. McNeese wants this to be an up-and-down affair. They want the game in the 80s. Something has to give.
Well, they scored 83 yesterday in their semifinal win against Northwestern State. Lamar has missed both its shots here. Transition, triple. Richards left it short. He thought there was a little contact. Meanwhile, Andrew Holyfield on the other side for the Cardinals. Errol White steps into a long 2. Richards down with the board.
And these are the 2 best field goal percentage defensive teams in the league. I think points might be hard to come by in this game.
I think we got a foul before the shot, so no basket there. That is a foul on Lamar. It's the first on Hamilton. Well, you are right on. McNeese, the numbers, of course, indicate they are the most efficient offensive and defensive team in the league. But right there, defensively behind them, is Lamar. So what do you make of the pace and which team it would benefit?
Well, I think the faster the pace, I think that benefits McNeese. Alvin Brooks talked about his team not meeting this moment a year ago when they played in this building, but in the semifinals. I'm curious to see how his team starts tonight.
It's Quadir Copeland, by the way, with the first basket of the afternoon. So McNeese on the board first. Will Wade and McNeese the last 2 years, they're 5-0 against this Lamar program. But the Cardinals have gotten it closer and closer with each meeting. Turnover. Richards all over it. White fighting. And so now Copeland will work it across the timeline. Copeland attacks like he normally does.
The defense never got in front of Copeland. He takes advantage.
These are the regional rivals. Remember, Beaumont about an hour away from Lake Charles. That's a reach-in foul on McNeese.
Take another look at Copeland going coast to coast. Beats White on top. Nobody rotates over. And he finishes off the rim, off the glass.
He's given the 2 small there early on. Remember, their latest meeting 10 days ago, there were a couple of minor scuffles midway through the second half of that game 10 days ago. And then
are you saying
final buzzer sounded? There's Hamilton with the throwdown.
Are you saying things might get a little chippy?
We shall see. They were a little testy a week and a half ago. 2 programs, again, have a long-standing history in this conference. Regional rivals. They are the 1 and 2 seeds this season, and they meet for the title. Great atmosphere, too, inside this Legacy Center, which has been a great host the last couple of years of this tournament. It's a difficult one for Richards. Hits the one-legged off-balance fall away.
What a high degree of difficulty that time by Richards. More known as a three-point shooter.
He's been red hot. You see, double-figure score 8 of his last 9, but specifically, as you mentioned, from distance, he can stroke it. 2:16 on the shot clock for Lamar.
A little X and O, if you will, because McNeese will switch 1 through 5. They switch all ball exchanges. They switch ball screens. How can Lamar attack?
Ja'Shawn Jackson, number 11 in the black. He's their offensive initiator. With 1 to shoot, Holyfield, did he get it off? Doesn't matter. Hamilton, offensive board, blocked, stays with it. Hamilton, fouled. And this Lamar team, they do hammer the glass. Hamilton, with the emotions here, he's headed to the line. That foul's on Shoemate.
Alvin Brooks talked to us about when his team, they need Hamilton, Holyfield, and Marmoleos. They need 2 of those 3 to play well. Hamilton off to a good start working the offensive glass.
He's already got a handful of rebounds. He is the redshirt senior from Buckeye, Arizona. 3rd year with the program, and as you see, he's always threatening to post a double-double. He's one of the better rebounders in the league, undoubtedly.
Yeah, this Lamar team brings the best 1-2 punch in rim protection in the Southland with Holyfield and Hamilton.
So Hamilton gets 1 out of 2. He's got all 3 for Lamar. You know, McNeese entered this tournament, of course, as the heavy favorites to get back to the NCAA tournament. They won the league, heck, by 5 games. Shoemate with the throwdown, and they've got the early 8-3 advantage over the 2-seed Lamar Cardinals.
What an artistic pass and assist that time from Copeland.
Marmoleos drives baseline. That one was not handled by Pennebaker. Here come the Cowboys. Garcia for 3. Left that one short.
Well, that's a great closeout challenge by White.
Pennebaker to the rim. Had that one poked out from behind. Ball back to McNeese. And the top-seeded went 17-1 in league play. Very similar to this season. And they rolled through the conference tournament, clinching their first NCAA tournament appearance in 22 years. They're looking to make it back-to-back now, Mark.
And what McNeese has done for Will Wade, it's given him the ability to rewrite his coaching career. Now, I don't know where the next chapter is going to be, but what a job he's done here.
Folks down in the Bayou would love the next chapter to be here and for several years to come. He has reinvigorated this program. He spoke to us this week just about how much he knows it means to this university, the Lake Charles community. It has been quite inspiring from that standpoint.
He has not only raised this program, but he's raised the profile of this conference from a basketball perspective.
Yeah, I mean, McNeese has been arguably the best mid-major, or one of, the last couple of years. The Southland has strengthened. And you see all of the accolades the last couple of seasons. That foul, by the way, on Lamar, that was on Errol White, his first. So 2 fouls aside after the miss. Lamar is going to have to handle some of these runs that McNeese goes on. And this is the best offensive team in the league. Lamar, as you pointed out, plays in some lower scoring games. Hamilton going back to work. That's a nice one, banked off the glass. He's got all 5 for the 2-seed.
Look, and Lamar had to win without Hamilton being great last night. They would much prefer him to have a big-time performance today.
You know, it was Danquez Dawsey off the bench who scored 11. That was a big scoring lift for this squad.
He was really good.
Yep. Here's Brandon Murray, his former high major player at Ole Miss and Georgetown. LSU before that with his current coach. Murray was terrific in the first half yesterday of their win against Northwestern State. Picks up right where he left off.
That's a high challenge, mid-range little floater, if you will. We talked about Murray, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists off the bench last night.
A lot of that production was very early in the first. We had the triple-double watch going there, but
yes,
had to take off the warning. But that was a game in which McNeese stayed controlled. It just felt like they were in control even when Northwestern got it back to 5, 6, 7 points in the second half. Jackson pass to the corner. Pennebaker offline. And now McNeese has the numbers. Murray running, juggled it, finds Shoemate, ball fake, and the throwdown. Christian Shoemate.
What a catch, though, in transition by Murray, which led to that finish by Shoemate. I thought Shoemate was really quiet last night. I looked in the box score. He had 11 and 4. I was like, really?
Yep. Stays here, by the way, with Lamar.
Watch Brandon Murray, like a wide receiver, catch this ball over his head right there. Keeps it alive and then finds Shoemate for the little one-handed, left-handed flush. Take another look. That's just so good by both Murray and Shoemate being active.
They are a confident and deep squad. Now here's Murray, played 3 years at the high major level, and he was a productive starter, sixth man at several places previously. He's coming off the bench for the Southland champs. That's a foul there on the pass. Second on Javon Garcia, so that is notable. The conference player of the year will have to take a seat now less than 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's worth noting, though, when he goes out with 12 minutes and change to go. That will change the rotation for a really deep McNeese team.
So will that be a fortuitous break for Lamar? They're just 2 out of 9 from the floor to start. Hamilton's got all their points. Jackson inside, falls through.
That's a great finish by Jackson, but I'm crediting the defense.
McNeese on the move again. Some ball movement. This is Sincere Parker. He wanted the foul. He'll get 2. They're doubling up Lamar.
Parker, I think, might be the best tough shot taker and maker in this conference.
It's giving you another piece of evidence right there. Nice turnaround.
You know, Terrence Dixon Jr. played 1 minute last night against Nichols. How about that coming off the bench?
Yeah, the junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, has got the 2 seed back within 5. Early goings, Southland title game. Winner to the tournament. Dixon says, get that out of here. That's an emphatic block, fueling the run out. Good transition defense. Pennebaker left. Look at Dixon. Boy, he has been a spark. The last couple of possessions leads to a tie-up. Cardinals will keep it. It's a 5-point game. Southland title game.
The winner is in, but I guarantee you the loser is out.
Yeah, and that's based on a lot of the bracketology forecasts at this point. Let's put it this way: a win for either of those programs, that's going to or could go a long way. So Copeland must have been out of bounds there after the steal. Alvin Brooks' team is down 5. The former star Lamar point guard back in the late 70s, early 80s, he has lifted this program back to the top half of the league. They finished second this season after winning 19 games a year ago, and it has been a slow, steady progression. He has put this program back in a great position to be successful. His point guard Jackson here, he's took a huge step forward this season. Can't hit the 3. He's been a big reason for their success. Brian Salabonge off the bench, by the way, for McNeese, secures that rebound.
But McNeese's defense is dictating the shot quality by Lamar, and it's not very good here in the early going.
They are down 5. 3 from the corner. Charles left that short. What do you expect from Will Wade's defense as the game unfolds?
Well, again, that switching defense, they just don't have an answer. I'd like to see a little bit more slipping action in terms of ghost screens, and there's a good look at Alvin Brooks.
65-year-old from H-Town. Throw it back.
And there's a different look.
Yeah, throw it back to the glory days there. Averaged 10 and 7. Remember, Lamar went to the Sweet 16 in 1980. He guided the program there, so 4.5 decades ago.
He talked about his team today needing a road mentality, and to me that means 2 things. Limit your turnovers, and I think they've got to make shots. They have got to figure out a way to get better looks, especially from the arc.
That's a foul on Charles. You know, he joked with us this morning. He goes, look, we shot 35% from the floor yesterday and turned the ball over 15 times. I don't know how the heck we got it done. So, by the way, Lucas Santos here had to just step in and separate these two programs here.
Kevin, I'm going to bet that's not the last time they're going to have to do that today.
I would not doubt it either. So Santos having a conversation with Richards. But let's put it this way. Richards was definitely one of the McNeese players that was doing a lot of jawing about 10 days ago. There were some testy, edgy sequences.
The officials are trying to get on top of this right away. Fouls are starting to mount up already for McNeese with 5. Remember, Garcia already has 2. And his return, in my view, Kevin, will be score dependent.
Right now, McNeese has got the 5-point advantage. I'm with you. That's a fine job by our crew to just set the tone right now. White, wild layup, tap back in. And so Hamilton, Holyfield rather, has got the tip in here for the Cardinals.
Again, this is the biggest front court in this conference. Holyfield at 6'10", Hamilton at 6'9". They give teams all kinds of fits down in that high rent district.
Yeah, legit shot blockers in this league. Bounce pass to Celebonge. Celebonge just barging right into Hamilton, and the 5th-year senior's got it.
How about big guys coming off the bench and helping both teams?
It was Dixon previously with the cameo appearance for Lamar, and Celebonge with the latest. So now McNeese back in front by 5. Marmoleos, a strong attack.
He's so explosive in terms of how he can get to the rim.
All-conference selection turned in a super year. Murray can't hit the 3. Celebonge rips it away from Hamilton. It's been a great battle on the glass here on both ends. Copeland puts it in.
He like attacked the defender and then finished to the right with one hand off the window.
Copeland with a little swagger right now as he defends Ja'Shawn Jackson. They switch. Marmoleos pulls it. 4-3.
Watch out. He can heat up. An elite three-point shooter and loves shooting against the Cowboys.
That's the first triple of the evening for either team. Had 17 yesterday. 2-point game. Early goings, title game. Copeland, that's not quite his deal. Not known for the three-point shooting. And Jackson back the other way.
Yeah, he's only made 2 all season long.
Oh, Hamilton wants to pull it now. Not the best shot quality. Last couple of trips down the floor.
Hamilton, that was his second 3-ball attempt of the year.
Richards, he is the marksman. Get him the ball beyond the arc.
Yeah, Richards, I think you can't lose sight of where your scouting report takes you. And that's one of the things that Alvin Brooks talked about his team last year. They kind of lost focus and got away from the scouting report. Richards is the 7th best three-point shooter in the country.
Jackson gets close range, and now Jackson has got a couple of baskets here back-to-back. All of a sudden, these teams are trading makes. It's a one-possession game in the title game.
Jackson has a lot of confidence, doesn't he?
Their point guard is taking a big step forward. Oh, Copeland says, hold on a second. You're saying I don't have game here beyond the three-point line? Let me show you. He's leading the way with 9 in the first half.
That's his 3rd three-point make of the season.
That's a foul on Richards, his first, and that takes us to a timeout. There is some intensity in the building for the title.
Watch the pass by Copeland between the legs. DJ Richards, three-point shooter, elite.
The Bayou Bandits, Mark, they have flourished, haven't they, these last couple of seasons? So Will Wade, the staff, takes over ahead of last season. They win 30 games, program record. They go 19-1 in conference play this season. Heck, they've lost 1 game in 3 months. And so if you look back the last 2 seasons, they've got the highest conference winning percentage undoubtedly here in America.
And you have to remember that last year's tournament title team lost Shahada Wells, who was the MVP. He's not playing professionally over in Greece. So it's not like, you win 30 games, you don't get to start the following season at 8-0.
Yep.
You have to start all over again, and that's what Will Wade has done beautifully here at McNeese.
They retained a good number of productive players and starters from a season ago as well. Garcia follows Wells, wins the Player of the Year award once again. So McNeese player wins it back-to-back. And it is a 6-point game as we push deeper into this first half. Hamilton has had his hands on the ball quite often. At that time, he did his work early, got the job done.
That's the first time I really felt like Lamar took advantage of the switch with their high-low action.
7 points for Hamilton, so he's already surpassed what he did last night in the semifinal win against Nichols. Parker off the screen, could not hit it, off balance that time, and Lamar's looking to push. So things have stabilized on this side for the Cardinals. They're now 43% from the floor after a ragged start. Holyfield sticks the 15-footer.
Well, first of all, he's the assist man on the high-low action, and then he knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Holyfield, he is the Beaumont kid, the junior, from just about an hour away. Fine season for the starter. 2-point game in the title game. So Garcia playing with the 2 fouls, back on the floor, pass to Shoemate. Shoemate's 3 is strong.
Now he is capable 32%. Most players for McNeese, they have the green light from bonus land.
Yeah. They've got shooters. Lamar has done a fine job on the glass. They're +7 in terms of rebounds. And Pennebaker, that one was doomed from the start. He was either going to throw it away or get tagged for being out of bounds. So we have you covered on Selection Sunday. Remember that, as we always do. Bracketology at 7 Eastern. And remember, NCAA Women's Selection Special, where we will reveal and break down the field of 68. That is at 8 Eastern, followed by Bracketology, complete breakdown at 9 Eastern, and then at 10 as well. We are 4 days away now, my friend.
Kevin, I talked about early on, this is going to be a tug of war with tempo. I think Lamar right now is winning the tempo battle. They've got this game into a half-court affair, and that's to their advantage.
Low scoring with 5 to play. Garcia, little shimmy, left it way short. New 20? Yes, Richards secures it. No, that one actually did not hit the rim, so the shot clock does not reset. That's a violation.
Again, quality defense by Alvin Brooks' club. Getting McNeese late in shot clock possessions. They're not nearly as comfortable offensively that way.
Here's the aforementioned Dawsey. Takes it in himself. Misses that high-arcing scoop shot. So it's a one-and-done possession, and it's a foolish foul on Dawsey. Clearly hooked him from behind. That's the first on the senior.
Garcia back on the floor. I thought he got fortunate on that attack off the bounce as a defender, and I think Will Wade sees the same thing I saw. He's going to get Garcia back out of the game with those 2 fouls.
Garcia and Parker sit down. Those are 2 of McNeese's top scorers. Garcia, as you mentioned, went for 24 yesterday. He is a very valuable scorer. 4:25 to play in the title game. McNeese had an early 7-point advantage, but things have since tightened up. Shoemate attacks, got his man flying, and he scores it.
Shoemate's really comfortable as a big. He's an undersized 5-man, but he's very comfortable facing the basket and beating you off the bounce.
Marmoleo's deep one, cashed in on a 3 previously. Lamar has been all over the glass on both sides of the floor. This one takes us to a timeout. Great scene in Lake Charles inside the Legacy.
McNeese better than anybody else in this conference when you take a look at the average margin of victory.
Yep.
But he talked about his team having that road mentality. I think they have kind of, for the most part, played the way that he envisioned them playing. They're just simply not turning the ball over.
Title game in Lake Charles. We are in McNeese's home building, the Legacy Center. And it is going to be played here for the next several seasons. So this preeminent force now, they are going to have the home court advantage for the next couple of seasons should they keep finding themselves atop the conference. By the way, shout out to the Southland. We got the championship trophy. It's like Larry O'Brien trophy meets NBA in-season cup. It's a good look here. I love the court we got going on.
And once again, the high-low look.
3:10 to play in a tight first half. Pennebaker's three is offline, and Lamar is ice cold from distance. 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. They have been a quality three-point shooting team, and yet the 2 games here in Lake Charles, they've not shot it well. Shoemate going in, draws the foul, and so let's go back to that point Coach Crean brought up. These are going to be the first free throws McNeese shoots in this first half.
That's kind of the first mistake that I can remember Lamar has made late in a possession. So many times we talk about offensive patience. Well, in this particular game, you better have defensive patience because both teams' defense is on point. Both teams' defenses are better than the offenses right now.
I love this time of year. Brackets on brackets on brackets. There is the upset Dallin had mentioned. Colorado, the 16 seed in the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's title, men's championship, excuse me. They take out West Virginia, marching on. Good luck to get Houston.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and your reward is you get to play Houston.
Whoa, that time Richards throws it in after the missed free throw. And so McNeese stretches the lead back to 7. It matches the largest in the first half. Coach, fair to say it felt like this was McNeese's tournament to lose. They came in here as the favorites.
And there's a target on your back as well. Miscommunication there on the simple pass. We talk about how good a three-point shooter Richards is. The ball comes to him, and he just knocks down a difficult three. Second chance opportunity. Takes advantage of the quick carom off the iron.
He truly has been automatic. He's better than 60% from beyond the arc the last 10 games. That's not a small sample size. He has just been dialed in the last month and a half. 2 to play in the first. Copeland now. Little hesitation. Copeland, the blow-by. Had the mismatch and made the most of it. That's now 11 for Quadir Copeland. The junior from Philly leads all scorers in a first half that now McNeese leads by 9. For a couple of assists as well. He plays 2 years at Syracuse. He did a little bit of everything last year for a 20-win Orange squad. Then hits the portal. Comes down to the Bayou. And he has been very productive as McNeese's starting point guard this season. Marmoleos lost his footing. So Lamar needs a response after the 7-0 Cowboys run. Holyfield for 3. Got it! And the foul! He's going to the line, trying to convert the 4-point play.
Well, even though Holyfield is 6'10", he is a legit three-point threat at 38% on the year. Watch the angle that Copeland tries to close out with. Take another look. This will give us a better angle. I think his right leg kind of interferes with the landing area of Holyfield, and that's the reason for the call.
You know, you could say it could go either way. It's just too close for comfort. As you pointed out many times here, you're going towards the shooter. So Holyfield, who's been okay the last 5 games, he still has had a very productive season double-figure scorer, third on the team there, 10 points per game. And so after a couple of years in junior college, the Beaumont kid came home. Shoemate got blocked that time by Hamilton. Shot clock continues to dwindle. There's 8 to shoot. Ball's been in Copeland's hands quite a bit. This time he's guarded by White. White fights through the screen. Copeland goes up. It's a wild layup, and Holyfield secures it. Lead feed to Marmoleos. Marmoleos, hand check that time by Richards. That's the second foul on Richards, and 8th team foul on McNeese, so Marmoleos going to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that's where those early fouls that McNeese was committing pays off for Lamar, because Marmoleos at the free throw line, 74% for the bonus.
The junior from the Dominican Republic, in his first season at this level, turns in an all-conference type of year, landed on the second team. Top 10 in the league in scoring, three-pointers, and then getting to the free throw line. He gets to the line quite often.
Yeah, he was 8 for 8 last night in the semifinal win. He also had 5 steals in that game, even though he did not shoot the ball particularly well. Just 1 for 6 from deep.
Just big moments late in the game.
Certain guys want the ball late.
It was a gritty, rugged, come-from-behind, low-scoring 58-55 win yesterday against Nichols to vault them to this title game.
Pretty impressive response by Alvin Brooks' team after the timeout.
Murray gets fouled. Murray going to the free throw line. Now, our officials put a whistle on that one. They had called a foul on Murray. Shoemate tapped it in. He clearly interfered with that basketball, so they're going to wave this basket off. I think
this should be
quite quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I think our officials are going to go to the monitor just to be sure, but it was Shoemate, wasn't it? He clearly tapped it in there after the whistle.
I didn't think it was in play, to tell you the truth.
I'm with you.
The reverse layup by Murray comes off the front of the iron. Keep your eye on the left bottom part of the screen. Shoemate.
After review, there's a basket interference by the offense.
Good call by you.
That was half a minute.
2 free throws.
Lucas Santos, he's our crew chief, and this crew all over. That was smart, just to go check it. 38 seconds to go here in the first, so Murray will shoot 2 free throws.
And I think accidentally, but Will Wade's team has gone 2 for 1 to close the first half. Murray to the free throw line. We talked about how good he was last night. He's giving them another little punch off the bench here in the title game. Kevin, we have to remember when these two teams played here in this building the first time earlier in the year, McNeese made 16 threes. I mean, they shot Lamar out of the arena. Lamar has not allowed that to happen here in the first half.
Yeah, they've made just 3 triples, 3 out of 10. The Cowboys are from distance. Murray's free throws increase the lead back to 6. This is it. It's win or go home in a sense in terms of the NCAA tournament. Marmoleos pulls it, knocks down another 3.
Again, McNeese so soft on their switching. Marmoleos timed that beautifully.
He's got 10. Remember, a week and a half ago against this club, he went for 18 in that 2-point loss. So one last possession, you would think. It's 5 seconds. Shoemate, a couple of dribbles. Shoemate barging in, trying to keep the pivot foot. Murray cuts, but it's after the timer. And so Marmoleos' triple gets it back to a 3-point game at the break. Copeland had 11 for McNeese to lead all scorers. Marmoleos had 10. 1 possession game after 20.
Why they are within touch and reach of the Cowboys.
One possession game. Alexis Marmoleos led the way for the Cardinals with 10. He had a couple of triples, one that was late. That was very important. Now, Javon Garcia, the player of the year in the Southland Conference, played just 10 minutes in that first half. Picked up 2 quick fouls and has not scored just yet. So after that defensive stop for Lamar, their first offensive possession, second half of the title game, the winner to the NCAA tournament.
Well, this is such a Lamar possession, isn't it? Utilize clock, see if you can free up one of the guards late.
This is Jackson, can't hit the leader. Richards with the board. Copeland has his eyes up. Copeland finds Joe Charles. Not that time.
Charles has had such a struggle shooting against Lamar in the games this year. He's now 0 for 10 in the 3 games combined.
Copeland, Gamble tried to knock it away. Hamilton missed the scramble. Somehow White comes away with it.
Watch out.
Maleos, good ball fake. Can't hit it. White wins another 50-50 ball. Who wants it here? White ties up Shoemate. Possession arrow favors Lamar. Errol White.
The energy guy, according to his head coach. He was so good and played a big role last night in their comeback win over Nichols. And Kevin, I'm not always a big believer in the plus-minus category in terms of reading a box score, but he was +8, by far the best on the Lamar Cardinal group from last night's semifinal comeback.
Yeah, those hustle plays were big in that victory. So the cleanup crew, they clean up the wet spot underneath. Again, we had bodies flying all over the place on that sequence. White, the 6th-year senior. This is the final go-around for the Queens native. His forte is that defense, the rebounding, the hustle plays. You've got a Lamar program that has not reached the NCAA tournament in 13 years. By the way, you want to know who the head coach was when they last went there in 2012?
I'm going to say Pat Knight.
Bingo. So Pat Knight took them there. They've gone through some kind of subpar, lousy years. But Alvin Brooks has this team back in the top half of the league. Hamilton, that was a contested turnaround. Shoemate flips to Richards, pulls it. No. New 20, though.
Good tap out by Charles to keep the possession alive.
Cowboys led by as many as 9 in that first half before things tightened up. Little behind the back, razzle-dazzle. Shoemate could not connect. They're now 3 of 13 from distance. So you've underscored that 3-point battle.
Yes.
Several times here in the prior games between the two.
Lamar have limited turnovers. That was key number 1. They had to make shots. They battled even at the arc, and they had to control tempo. They've done all 3 of those.
That 3 would have tied it. Holyfield got his hands on it. A couple of players go down. Another tie-up. Hamilton pulls it away. And now you got a couple of players here that are going chest to chest. Okay, there is no back down. Neither team given any inch in a championship game that's going to determine who's going to the big dance.
But Kevin, McNeese is having all kinds of trouble with Lamar on the glass right now.
Yep.
It better be for McNeese and the home team. It better be all 5 to the defensive glass.
Well, right now, Lamar does have the advantage.
I'm watching
3 more offensive boards. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm watching Marmoleos in terms of him guarding. He was guarding Richards, and he basically was in a one-man denial. He's got Parker, and he's kind of doing the same thing. Keep an eye on this matchup. Marmoleos defensively, he doesn't care what else is going on. Lamar is trying to make McNeese beat them 4-on-4.
Copeland lost the handle on the drive in. Nice heady and clever play by Shoemate. So we'll stay here with the Cowboys. Lamar has held the top scoring offense and the most efficient offense in the league to just 33 points at this point, only 44% from the floor. Parker, count it, he's going to the line.
There he is, that tough shot taker, tough shot maker. Marmoleos was a little late recognizing where Parker was on the floor. Watch this, hang time between defenders. And gets the kind basket.
Jackson lets it go. White soars in for the board and somehow finds his teammate Hamilton. Can't hit the short corner jumper. White is still down. He's reaching for his right elbow. White went flying there behind the stanchion. And our officials, they put a whistle on this play wisely just to give White some time to get up. He went right into what appears to be our camera person there.
Yeah, Allen there took the charge, I think, on the rebound.
Yeah, well done. Back to his feet, yep.
White came flying in. There's a good look at Allen. Well done. He's a gamer. Take another look. White comes flying in.
Look out. Well, we are going the other way. That was a successful charge. 6-point lead for the Cowboys. They have been the preeminent force in this league back-to-back years. That's a traveling violation on Copeland. Ball back to the Cardinals. You see the 26-6 record. Heck, they've lost one game in 3 months.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little ball movement, maybe ball reversal before Copeland tries to do that. Make the defense move a little bit.
Marmoleos gets the switch out to Pennebaker. Way off that time. Marmoleos tracks it down. That is now 10 offensive rebounds.
Pennebaker now 0 of 4 from distance.
Jackson down and out. Charles snatches it. Lamar 0 of 9 from the floor in this second half. That's a foul on Jackson on the way in.
We talked about this last night with Lamar and the fact that they're a team that I think likes to play in the mud. And I think if McNeese is going to win this, they better get comfortable messing it up in the mud.
Well, that goes back to your point about the pace. Not letting McNeese control it. Get up and down. Copeland, drive and kick. This is Garcia. Steps into the mid-range. Yeah! First basket.
Much better decision by Copeland that time.
It's a quick 5-0 burst for the regular season champs to start the second. Lamar has missed all 9 shots on this end here in the second. Marmoleos takes it in strong.
3-level scorer. He can be explosive. He's dynamite from beyond the arc. He's just a tough cover and a fun watch.
Copeland attacks once again, so he has tried to knife into the paint on a number of occasions. Parker, that's a really difficult long 2. So a chance for Lamar to string a couple together. Jackson, reach in, he's fouled. And so Lamar will have it when we return. Everything on the line today. It's the championship game in Lake Charles. Winner to the NCAA tournament.
That was a
Jack's
great
winners.
Semifinal.
They knocked out Lamar on the women's side earlier today. Holyfield for 3. Just the 4th of the day for the Cardinals. Gets it back to a 3-point game.
Seemed like a simple play, but the McNeese defense way too soft and not honoring that 38% 3-point shooter.
Holyfield lands a left hook that time. He's got 10. Garcia, the player of the year, cut off. has to kick it back out. There's only 4 to shoot. Shoemate on the attack. He's fouled by Dixon, but Shoemate will have to earn it at the line. He is a poor free throw shooter.
6'10", junior Andrew Holyfield has a real presence at the arc, and right now McNeese is not honoring that. For Holyfield now in double figures with 10 points. That's the 17th time this year he's been in double figures.
That one just barely scrapes the rim. Shoemate is 42% at the line, so if you're Dixon, you know, that's a wise foul. You make him earn it. Now, let's highlight, though, the 5th-year senior from Chicago. He has been the heart and soul, as Will Wade likes to say, of this team for years. 4-time All-Conference selection. Twice he's been named the Southland Defensive Player of the Year. And they're going to get another opportunity, or will they? Pennebaker gets fouled. That's another on Parker.
That's a lucky foul for McNeese, though, because that was going to be a run out for the Cardinals on the other end. It just seems like every time McNeese gets out to a 6-7 point lead that Lamar answers. And we've lived kind of in this 3-point spread most of this game.
They have just not allowed the Cowboys to get out and run. And they really don't have it. Their largest run is a 7-0 run. That's kind of shocking in and of itself. Garcia, though, takes it away from Marmoleos. And they whistle the junior for the foul. That's the first on Marmoleos. So just a tough giveaway. And as you pointed out, for a split second there, if you're the Cardinals, you're thinking, all right, we got a run-out transition layup perhaps.
Right.
And instead, you get nothing, ball going back to the 1 seed.
You turn it over after you get a turnover.
Right.
And I think that's the worst time to have a turnover, is to give it right back away.
They're never good. That one feels particularly helpless, I suppose, if you're Alvin Brooks on the sideline.
Now, Copeland has done a good job of getting in the paint lately, but look to be for him to be a helper.
Garcia on the pull-up. Garcia misfires. Here comes Jackson. Jackson picked up the dribble. Nobody there. Gets bailed out by Dawsey. Like Copeland, just a wider body. Just cut him off that time.
But I like the evaluation in transition and then make McNeese guard you in the half court.
They have had to do it. Dawsey to the rim. D9 by Parker. Out of bounds with 5 on the timer. Remember, when we are done here, we will go to the second round action of the ACC tournament. Stanford and Cal will tip off when we have crowned a Southland Conference champion. Jackson, corner 3, way off. And so McNeese is on the move. They're trying to run now. Lamar gets back. They're giving Copeland that shot. Instead, he drives back out to Garcia, offline. And so Javon Garcia has just not been able to settle into a rhythm today. Player of the year is just 1 out of 6 from the floor.
And McNeese just 3 of 14 from deep.
That is something to keep an eye on. They have been almost automatic from deep, McNeese has been of late, particularly yesterday. Cold today, the title game, in their own building. Dawsey trying to take his man off the bounce again. Put back. Oh, it goes for Pennebaker, and he earns a trip to the free throw line.
Well, this is where Lamar has shined all afternoon long, is on the glass. Dawsey kind of forces the issue. The miss is so bad, it gets banged around, and there's Pennebaker on the weak side with the offensive rebound, the second shot opportunity, and a chance for an and one.
Almost a look what I have here sort of situation. Copeland, as he was falling down, gets whistled for the personal. That free throw would have tied it. It remains a McNeese lead, but barely. 1-point game. 7 minutes into the second half of the title game. Winner earns the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Garcia turning the corner. Garcia with the pump fake. Count it! And the foul.
Much better spacing that time by McNeese. It's a ball screen for Garcia, but he starts in the left slot and goes back to the right. Hesitation, the blow by, the ball fake, the hang time, and the finish. Different look, same result.
Garcia, the masked man. Fifth-year senior from Columbus, Ohio. It's his final go, final run. Just surpassed 1,100 points in his career. One-time a junior college star. Was elevated to this level. And in his second year with this program, earned the Player of the Year award in the South Lane. He's got his team back up by 2 possessions.
But here's Lamar again, grinding out another possession.
Marmoleos starting to get hot here in the second half. Marmoleos smothered. It was Parker who blocked him. That's another block for Parker. A couple recent rejections for the senior on this end.
But when was the last time, Kevin, that McNeese got a clean defensive rebound? Even the ones that they're getting right now seem to be battered around in some way, pinballed around in some way, shape, or form. Now, this is an undersized McNeese team from a height standpoint. They don't really have a true 5-man. Shoemate's an undersized 5 guy. And when you're trying to keep up with Hamilton at 6'9" and Holyfield at 6'10", it's a problem.
Oh, back to the inbounder. Dawsey, though, could not get it. That shot was affected. Garcia clears it. Garcia's trying to force a whistle.
McNeese needs something from Joe Charles. He's really struggled against Lamar shooting the 3. How about a little pick and pop?
Yeah, right here. Charles let it go. That one was online, but a bit strong. Good call,
to make me look good.
Garcia nearly took it away. It will stay here with Lamar. What will happen next in this epic title game? 4-point game. McNeese in its home building, where it's only lost once. Sort of a program in this conference. They were dead last in the league a couple of years ago. Finished 4th last season, and they have continued to elevate. Finished 2nd in the league this season. It has been a very steady and consistent growth orchestrated by Brooks and his staff and this roster to get back in a good position.
It's one of the programs in this conference that has resulted in such a quantum leap in, say, the Ken Palm production evaluation in terms of conferences. They've gone from 29 to 21st.
Yeah.
You don't do that without a lot of teams improving their program, and I think it starts from the commissioner's office on down to more commitment to the programs and the schools individually. But yeah, McNeese gets a lot of credit, but it's teams 2 through 10 who also deserve this improvement that the Southland has made.
Yeah, it's really neat to see the growth. Had a moment to speak with the commissioner, Chris Grant. Oh, nice drive. There's Garcia fading away. Went over the right shoulder that time. So Garcia now with 7. McNeese has never trailed. Their largest lead was 9. That was back in the first half. And so as we approach the midway mark of the second of this title game, can it go on a run? It really hasn't gone on one this early evening. Hamilton spins. Hamilton draws the foul. And the senior leader's going to the line.
This last basket, Javon Garcia gets matched up with Hamilton. Watch the blow-by. The hesitation right there. And then he just beats him to the rim. The extension, the finish off the glass for the Southland Player of the Year.
Meanwhile, Hamilton misses a tough one at the line. Neither team has been effective, nor has gotten to the free throw line that often.
Say they haven't been there much and they haven't made much.
That's a tough one. Hamilton misses 2 at the line. Again, in a game in which Lamar has trailed for the entirety, not by much, but they will need to do some really big things. you're going to have some above average sort of performances in different areas of the game to try to knock out the team that won the league by 5 games.
I saw Charles going back down the floor just kind of shaking his head because he's getting clean looks.
There's a whistle and a foul on the drive in. Let's check in on the SEC tournament. Arkansas and Texas with wins. That is a big one for Texas in Nashville earlier today.
Well, it's not just, you're talking about the bubble, it's not just what Texas does, it's what other teams around you in the bubble also do. I don't know that that's going to get them in, but if they had lost that, they would definitely not get in.
That hurt. Hamilton puts it in. Back to a 4-point game. Which of these two teams will advance to the NCAA tournament? You win the title game, you punch the automatic ticket to the big dance. The loser's season, it's over, you would think, in terms of the NCAA tournament, that is. This is Murray. He goes up, blocked by Holyfield. One of the better league rim protectors in the league with a timely one.
There's just too many bodies in there. There's nothing to get gained. I think all 5 defenders were in the paint.
McNeese matches that defensive effort with a block on that end. Garcia going coast to coast. Shovel, Copeland fouled. Quadir Copeland to the line with 9 to play.
Again, you see this tug of war on the tempo. McNeese is trying to do everything they can possibly do to pick up that tempo and get out in transition where they are so dynamic.
Sincere Parker back on the floor, and Richards takes a seat. So 2 big ones there for Copeland. He's got 13. He only averages, remember, 9 a game. Low scoring, as you said, tug of war here. Intense battle in the title game. Lob to Hamilton. He lost the handle. Could not hit it.
Numbers, 5 against 4.
Well, that's off of Murray's leg. Saves it before it rolls out of bounds.
Wow,
scramble here.
Save that.
They get something out of this. That's a big moment. Shoemate comes to set the screen. Shoemate puts it up. That's strong. Hamilton takes it away from Parker that time.
I think Lamar's going to live with Shoemate attempting threes. I get it, he's 32%, he's capable, but I think that's the one that Alvin Brooks can live with defensively from a scouting report perspective.
Still 0 of 7 from distance in the second half. McNeese has been cold from beyond the arc. Both teams have. Hamilton turns. Hamilton with a difficult one-handed fall away.
Oh, that's a sweet move. Baseline side.
This game remains tight. Championship bout in the Southland. Copeland, little hesitation. Copeland puts it in, and the foul.
Copeland, who has been so good off the bounce today. Watch this little hesitation, baseline side, the fake, the hesitation, the finish on the other side.
Colorado and Montana, 26 wins for Northern Colorado. Can it complete the sweep, winning the regular season and conference tournaments? That is what McNeese is attempting to do. The program that has thrived, prospered in this Southland the last couple of seasons. Lamar has been with them just about every step of the way. And after Marmolejos' latest basket, it's a 4-point game with Mark Wise, Kevin Fitzgerald with you in Lake Charles, the home to the top-seeded Cowboys. They have run through the league. Their engine has been this man. Garcia keeps the pivot foot. Could not hit it. And again, there's just the post defense from Lamar. They've got the size, the length. They make life difficult on Garcia here again.
It's just poor shot selection. I credit the defense, but at some point in time, move the ball.
That's a foul on McNeese.
That's a cylinder foul.
Yeah, so the cylinder, you've got to give the offensive player space, as the definition goes, to either dribble, pass, shoot. You've got to give them like a half a step there. So that's another on Shoemate. That's the 6th team foul on McNeese. The next one puts Lamar at the line. Both teams are in the bonus now the rest of the way. Jackson blocked. Copeland denies it.
And that's one number 11 denying another number 11.
Copeland has been incredibly impactful. Game high 15 points. He's had some nice defensive moments. 5 on the timer. Copeland just smothers that one. Nullifies the lob opportunity. Parker fouled. Sincere Parker headed to the free throw line to try to stretch the home team's lead.
There was only 5 on the shot clock, and Copeland did a fantastic job reading the lob. He's on the right side of your screen. He read that the whole way. Disrupts the play. That leads to the run out. And Parker with a little north-south action to get himself to the free throw line.
He just blew that one up. Parker has been such a critical piece to the success this year for McNeese. He's come off the bench every game. He's gone for 12 a night, so he gives this team a great scoring lift. After spending last year at St. Louis, only played in a couple of games, ankle surgery. This has been quite a return back to prominence for Parker in Lake Charles. Timeout, Alvin Brooks. His team remained a chance to go back-to-back. Lamar hasn't been there in 13 years.
That 3 for 17 for McNeese from beyond the arc. They are the best three-point shooting team in Southland Conference play this season. Almost 39%. So Lamar has done a fantastic job, and if you had told Alvin Brooks before the game that there's going to be almost 6 minutes to go and you're outscoring McNeese at the arc, I'm sure he would have taken it.
They are within 6. It has been an uphill climb for the Cardinals, but they have remained in this fight. They trailed by no more than 9. That was the largest deficit. What will they do here? Hamilton misfires with the left hand.
That's a cleaner rebound for McNeese on the defensive end. A little different look offensively out of a horn set.
Garcia cut off by Marmolejos. Cross-court pass to Parker. Parker was fouled. Yeah, there was some contact there on the shooting arm. That's the second on Ja'Shawn Jackson.
Yeah, when Parker comes into the game, he's not coming into the game to find assists. He's getting shots up. He is not shot shy. Remember, in the second game against Lamar this year, he went for 25 points, 10 of 12 at the free throw line.
Yep. The lead swells back to 7.
What a grind, though, that Lamar has made Will Wade's team operate in terms of getting in the mud.
This team goes on a lot of runs. Biggest run they've gone on today was a 7-0 run back in the first, and that's it. There's been really nothing else. But now they have stretched it back to 8. Parker guarding Jackson. Jackson kept that out of here. Shoemate with a vicious rejection. They'll inbound it with 13 on the timer.
Shoemate, rim protector, even at undersized. Marmolejos with the blow-by. How about the hang time by Shoemate?
Yeah, you're not kidding. That's now 6 blocks for McNeese. That is 3 more than their opposition tonight. 5 to play. He got 6 on the timer. Jackson tries to take it in again. Extra pass. Holyfield gets fouled. Holyfield is going to get 3 free throws here. And these are going to be big ones with less than 5 to go.
Now you just got to be smarter defensively. Late clock awareness by Lamar to get that shot off by Holyfield. Parker's challenge was at the arms of Holyfield. I thought that was an easy call.
Yeah, I'm with you, partner. So the junior from Beaumont misses the first. Holyfield is very reliable at the line. He's about 75% this season. He's got 10 today, plus 8 boards. But he has missed both the free throws that he's taken. So he cashes in on 1. You know, these two played a very tight, a very intense game in the second to last game of the regular season. Wound up being a 2-point McNeese win an hour from here in Beaumont. It was intense, edgy, chippy at times. Those free throws get it back to a 6-point game. These regional rivals going at it here in the title game.
And they played that game in front of over 5,500 people.
Similar to today's atmosphere. Lousy pass. Pennebaker in transition gets fouled.
You just cannot turn your back on the rest of the floor and expect to complete a pass back to the top of the key. This is an easy read by Pennebaker. Parker had turned his back. And Pennebaker with the steal. And then the reach in by Charles.
That's the 3rd on Charles. Again, both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way.
This has been a struggle for Pennebaker all year. Just 50%. Doesn't go there a whole lot. This will just be attempt number 30 on the season.
Murray checks back in. Charles sits down with the 3 fouls. Packed house for this title game, and it's coming down to the wire here. Final few minutes. Pennebaker gets 1 out of 2, 5-point game.
What could have been 5 points at the line was only 3 in 2 possessions.
Copeland is shadowed by Holyfield. He sticks with him. Copeland crossover. Copeland pivot. Copeland offline. Pennebaker secures it. Jackson with his eyes up. Coming up on the 4-minute mark. 5-point game for the Southland Championship. Stays here. And Lamar inbounds on the sideline.
If not Marmoleos, then who for Lamar in terms of who would be willing to take the shot?
Now, and we have seen
in crunch time.
Yeah, and we've seen Adam Hamilton get a number of shots today. He's 5 out of 11 from the floor. It's been him, Jackson, Marmoleos. They have taken most of the shots this evening. Hamilton's got a little bit of a height advantage here. Hamilton barging into Murray, who's leaning on him. Hamilton flips it up, got his hands on it. The buzzer sounds, so his shot never hit the rim. Shot clock violation. McNeese with a 5-point lead. 3:40 away from perhaps a second straight Southland championship. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. 3 minutes and 40 seconds, at least. We'll see if we need overtime. Lamar, the 2 seed. They won their semifinal yesterday over Nichols. It has not won a conference title. It has not been in the NCAA tournament in 13 years. Meanwhile, McNeese has been the force in this conference the last 2 seasons. Heck, they've only lost 2 conference games since Will Wade took over ahead of that 23 season. They trampled the league a season ago, won both of their conference tournament games last year by double digits. And if they can close it out, they're 330 away. This program would go to consecutive NCAA tournaments for the first time ever. Shoemate gets blocked at the rim. Hamilton smothered him. Wow. The Lamar Cardinals are on the move. They have been down for the entirety of this game, but not by much. That pass tipped, taken by Copeland. Shoemate got a second chance and a throwdown.
It's all about Copeland and his ability to see the floor. His length created the turnover.
Near giveaway. Oh, a lazy pass just taken by Garcia. Shoemate's got his eyes up. These are two costly giveaways by Lamar in the final minutes.
And they've been so good in terms of not turning the ball over. Just turnover number 9 and 10 on the game.
So is McNeese going to throw a haymaker here. Copeland planted his attack. 5 to shoot. Copeland fouled by Marmolejos. No, it's an offensive foul. Copeland hooked his man. Ball back to the Cardinals. That's the third on McNeese's point guard.
Copeland got guilty that time of utilizing his left arm. Alvin Brooks wants a timeout. Will Wade certainly does not like the call.
Will Wade hot. He is right. It's Stephen Arcus.
That's one of those plays where I feel like Jackson made the first foul.
Yeah.
Copeland got called for the second one.
And so what it does is give possession back to the Cardinals. Will Wade was hot here, really for the first time all evening. 2:25 to play. Southland title game. Winner is the champion of the league and goes to the NCAA tournament. Jackson denied again. Jackson goes flying, rather Marmolejos. That is the seventh block for the Cowboys.
Lamar does a nifty little option with their spacing in that particular possession to allow Marmolejos to have a driving lane. But that time, Garcia equal to the task.
It's been a lot of those scoop shot layups that have just been denied left and right here in the second half. Hamilton nearly lost it. Copeland poked it away. Murray's trying to get the timeout. They say jump ball. Possession arrow favors McNeese, and the Cowboys take over.
This is where Murray, I believe, is the first guy on the deck. Take another look. After the swipe out, Copeland and Hamilton go for it, but then Murray gets rewarded for that effort play. Richards was trying to take a timeout, and then he realized they had the arrow, and then he went, no, we don't want the timeout.
Richards hyping this place up.
I think the shot clock is the issue here. Should it be reset?
And they are going to reset it to 30 here. We change possession. Well, the Legacy Center.
If I'm Lamar, I'm thinking about fouling Shoemate right now. Right now.
Instead, into Richards' hands. Well, you would have put, what, a 45% free throw shooter at the line. And instead, you're going to send Richards there. That's a 90% free throw shooter.
A 40% upgrade.
You know that.
It's kind of like you in first class.
Yeah, it's a little better life when you're a 90% free throw shooter. But that is a good call by you, partner, because Lamar is, you know, this is a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
If you're Lamar, you're, of course, running out of possessions. We all know that. On a day where you haven't shot the ball that effectively, Richards knocks down the first. And so one more here would put the home team back up by 9, and it would match the largest lead of the day for the top-seeded favorites. How's Lamar going to answer after several turnovers?
They've got to be quicker. How can you leave him open?
Boy, Marmolejos was all sorts of daylight. Holyfield takes it away. Holyfield, that's way short. A knuckleball that time. Garcia and Hamilton, they're going face to face, and a couple of players are going at it.
I actually think Richards just accidentally got knocked backwards.
You got one Lamar player on the floor. You've got a whole bunch of players. Richards is pointing at somebody here. This is the final 2 minutes of the title game, and the emotions are just boiling over. You got an assistant here, and Will Wade is right in Richards' face, man. He is red hot. Will Wade is saying what I'm saying. You got a minute and 42 to close out the title game. You're not trying to give some technical free throws away here. How are our officials going to sort this one out?
It's okay to play with emotion, but you cannot play emotionally.
I mean, what?
Take another look.
What's going on here?
The foul was called. There's an accidental bump there. Now watch as Richards comes in. And bodies start flying.
Well, and we'll take another look at that. You mentioned Jackson right here,
watch
number 11.
Bottom of your screen, Richards is going to come into play. And he does get pushed a little bit by White. I don't think he did anything to fall backwards into Jackson.
And they had to get Richards out of there. Barat Ramdanan was just pulling Richards, who, by the way, has been very animated. He has been very expressive in this second half. And again, we've got to use judgment here and determine, is there anything that would warrant upgrading anything in that sequence to a flagrant one that would give technical free throws to a team on either side?
If anything, the little push by White, other than that, yeah. I think you got to play on.
I'm with you where the White contact, it wasn't much, but the contact from White on Richards right there is what sparked.
Yes.
Yeah, literally. So Charles go down, and that knocked Jackson down. And that is what sparked a very emotional sequence there. And my goodness.
One more look. Richards comes in. And you're not going to be able to see White with a little push right there. But then the official is also involved there, trying to get between players. I think at the end of the day, this is I don't see anything that upgrades to a flagrant.
You know, Richards, by the way, has just been in the mix here, you know, almost as an instigator in this sequence. And remember, it's worth pointing out there was no technical foul assessed in the moment.
And for the most part, the players are okay. Richards is the one who got a little emotional later. I'm sure that's what Will Wade is talking to his team about.
I mean, what's on the line here? The possible technical free throws going one way or the other. So Richards seems to have cooled down a bit. Will Wade was red hot at one of his top scorers at the end of that sequence. So it's Lucas Santos, Barat Ramdanan, and Steven Orcus. That is our trio of officials. Orcus came over and said we're going to assess everything in that sequence.
I do think Garcia originally got called. He didn't get fouled. He got fouled.
Yes.
I don't know who the foul was on because he was kind of triple teaming, trying to clear himself with the basketball.
Yeah, it was a foul on Hamilton. So that at a minimum is going to send McNeese to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. And will anything get upgraded to a flagrant one? Will we have technical free throws?
Okay, I think I can decipher this. It's just the common foul, so there's going to be 2 free throws, but they're double dead ball technicals, one for each team, so they offset each other.
Yes.
So basically what we're going to do is Garcia's going to go to the line and shoot 2 shots.
Yeah.
And we'll play on. And I like this. I like the way this was adjudicated.
I'm with you. That was the 5th foul, by the way, on
review,
White.
there was a common foul on Lamar, number 10. And after the play was dead, double technical fouls charged to McNeese, number 2, and Lamar, number 10. We're going to resume play with McNeese, number 6, shooting free throws.
Yeah, well done from our officiating crew here. Those technical free throws, like you mentioned, they will offset, so we just resume where we left off here. Garcia at the line. A chance here to put his team up double digits in crunch time. Well, we told you there were some minor scuffles in this game between these two 10 days ago. We officially get one here in the title game. And the bad news for Lamar is that deficit continues to grow at the wrong time. 11-point lead after the Garcia free throws with 1:40 to play.
Doesn't have to be a 3, but it has to be quick.
Jackson puts it up. Jackson offline. Tap back out. And a new 20. 90 seconds left. Jackson goes up. Blocked. Shoemate with a heinous rejection. The 8th of the game for McNeese. Jackson is hounding Garcia. You've got 1:10 on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock, and then a foul on Jackson. That puts Garcia back at the line. While we got a moment, let's go to the studio.
Thanks, Kevin. Coming up on ESPN News right now, if you're looking for Cal Stanford, the ACC tournament, that's on ESPN News. When we're done down there in Texas, that'll come over to ESPN2. Kevin, Mark, finish it up.
And Dallin, it does appear as if McNeese is in position to make a consecutive Southland Championships in their building that has been packed full, hyped up since opening tap. Lamar, though, it needs quite the miraculous final minute change. Marmoleos to Pennebaker. Jackson fires. They just could not sustain the attack from distance. That's a foul, though, after the miss.
No reason to foul there. Let Lamar get a deuce. You don't want Lamar to get the opportunity to score with the clock stopped.
Yep.
I'll say one thing. From a game plan, from a scouting report perspective, I don't know what more Lamar could do. They controlled tempo. They did, for the most part, they only had the 10 turnovers, but those 2 back-to-back ones late, really costly.
And when it's all said and done, we're looking at it right now. McNeese holds them to sub 30% shooting from the floor. They were ice cold shooting in this second half. It was a 3-point game at the break. And then just down the stretch here, McNeese has slowly extended the lead. There was another foul. And that's on Pennebaker. You got players here, you know, again, kind of going chest to chest. Hamilton walking through the McNeese funnel. Yeah, one of your Copeland's got some words.
Will Wade just hollered at Richards to button it up.
Yeah. Yeah, stop. Look at that. That's a pretty simple lip read right there. I mean, you're 54 seconds away. You're up 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right on it, partner. You could kind of sleepwalk here to.
Did you see the look by Joe Charles, though, after he made that free throw?
It's about time, by the way. It's his first point of the night.
0 for 5 from deep. He's 0 for 13 against Lamar in 3 games.
You see the sigh that Will Wade just let out. Well, they're very much in position to do it now. Holyfield for 3. Timeout with 40.
But they make in league play 39%. So they do make threes at a high clip. When you add all that up, I see a danger team.
Yeah, look out. They're projected.
Warning.
Yeah, on that 12 line. That's where they were a season ago. Copeland's going to go back to the free throw line. Lamar's just going to have to play this foul game. That's the only thing they got here. Copeland, the leading scorer in the championship game for McNeese. 15 on 6 of 9 shooting. He's got a handful of assists and rebounds to go along with it. He has played with an edge and a confidence tonight.
He's been really good, but what about Player of the Year, Garcia, who didn't score in the first half, only played 10 minutes because of those 2 quick fouls, and yet he finishes in double figures with 10.
Marmoleos at the line, he finishes. So it's back to a 3-possession game. If you're Lamar, you're desperate for a steal, a takeaway here, so you don't have to necessarily foul immediately. You can gamble for a steal. Now there's some time coming off the clock, and they will end up fouling Copeland, so he will go back to the free throw line.
But that's a wonderful job in the press attack by McNeese by letting the ball have energy.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to the ball too long. Marvelous job of Murray presenting himself in the middle of the floor as an outlet, and then the opposite release to Copeland.
They are a veteran team. They play with quite a bit of confidence. Again, they were on that 12 line a season ago when the program reached its first NCAA tournament in more than 2 decades. And they very much appear to be projected to be back as a 12 seed in the tournament or around there. Marmoleos fouled, so that'll stop the clock with 21.2.
I think people might look at this score later tonight or tomorrow and kind of go, okay, McNeese kind of handled Lamar. You have no idea what a grind it has been for the home team. It has not come easy.
There's the embrace for DJ Richards, the junior from Houston, and his head coach gets an ovation. After the emotions have settled down just a bit, McNeese 21.2 away from heading back to the NCAA tournament. You know, this program, they were 11-23. They were 8th in the Southland 2 seasons ago before Wade and his staff, Brandon Chambers, Vernon Hamilton, Sean Forrest, they took over. And they have reinvigorated this program. Meanwhile, on the other end, Adam Hamilton, the redshirt senior. Are these his final moments here in a Lamar uniform? We shall see. These Cardinals, after years of being near the bottom of this conference, they have ascended back into the top half. They finished 2nd place this season. It was a really successful campaign, and they fought their tails off in this title game. Kept it close for much of the game. But McNeese, the force in the Southland, just proved to be too much down the stretch.
McNeese wins the game, but they win the game in the Lamar style.
They are Southland Conference champs once again and heading back to the NCAA tournament.